Hey everyone, I hope you're having a wicked Saturday. I wanted to come in and just do this super quick little Facebook Live. The card that came up for today was frustration, and so therefore that always brings through a really nice element of being able to go in and explore. Most of the times when we have different types of emotions come up, if we deem them to be not good, we will bury them or push them aside or deny them within our own self. Yet our emotions are an incredibly awesome gauge to give us insight into what is going on internally for us. So for the card today, hey Elise, hey Bradley. So for today, the card being frustration, go in and explore, where are your emotions? What are they leading you towards? What bit of information? What is being shared with you? Your emotions are there to give you so much. For me, they're like what I call like giving you inside of you into what is going on internally that sometimes we disconnect from. So for an example, when we have frustration, we'll think of what's the first thing that's frustrating us, rather than diving down deeper to see where does that actual original core of the frustration lie. And therefore we start to receive even more juicy information on, is there a particular time or space where these types of emotion came up? Is there anything there that still needs to be resolved or healed? What was your lesson? What is your learning? And therefore you can complete a cycle of being able to understand why certain emotions are brought to the surface for us to be able to explore. Hey Tracy, hey Kevin, hey Maria, hey Jean-Marie, how are you guys? So today I'm just doing a quick little shout out video to ask you to become curious, to go in and explore your emotions. Ask yourself what is coming up for you. What is behind that? Because from there, the guidance and the wisdom, and sometimes you get these awesome magical aha moments when you're like, oh, I forgot about that, or I didn't actually realize that bothered me as much as what it did. And by the simplicity of owning why you've got certain emotions, rather than either quickly shifting them or bypassing them or burying them, we want to be able to go in and with a really objective point of view, go in and just explore them and become curious to see where they're coming from. What little bits of gem is revealed through our emotions. We're here to experience every single one of them, yet a lot of the time we deem emotions to either be good or bad. And they're not. We're, as humans, we're here to explore every single realm of them. And inside each emotion, there is even more wisdom that is revealed to you if you give yourself permission to go and explore. Now, the one thing I do want to share with you, definitely, I so appreciate your honesty saying that your emotions are all over the place, Elise. As I just mentioned, honey, choose one emotion. Sometimes when we have an array of emotions all coming up all at one time, when we actually start exploring, we can actually see, well, this emotion is coming up and this has triggered this other emotion and this other emotion and this other emotion just because I'm denying this first one. So if we go in and heal whatever needs to be resolved around that emotion, it can dissolve away the others. So this is where it makes it very, very cool. But the one thing I really wanted to share with people, hey Rebecca, how are you, honey, is about emotions are like they're your internal gauge. There is so much information and so much wealth of knowledge that is within our emotions. Now, as I said a moment ago, the greatest thing that you can do is become curious and explore where your emotions are at and what is coming up through those emotions, but not to get trapped into them, not get stuck in them, not to reactivate or trigger off deep emotional pain. This is not the whole point of being curious and exploring. Being curious and exploring is having that insider overview, almost as if you're looking at those emotions from an outside vision and being able to see what is actually really going on. How are those emotions storing in your physical body? Are you finding that your body feels more rigid? Does there feel like there's a denseness of energy stuck in you? And go in and explore. Just take things a little bit deeper, but do it from a perspective of being that curious explorer as opposed to seeing it as an experience to reactivate old emotional baggage, because this is not the whole point of it. And remembering that emotions are there and we are here to experience them. And the greatest gift that we can do is take them outside of those perimeters of good or bad. Our soul doesn't put things into what is good or bad. What our soul does is says, here is this gorgeous umbrella of our emotions, and every emotion is going to help you learn about yourself on a deeper level. It's going to help share with you where there may be some old, dense emotions or old stories that are getting stored in these emotions, but also give you inside of you to be able to go, do you actually want to keep these, and allow you to move forward. And understanding that, like anything, it has a domino effect. You fix one thing and sometimes all of the crap that sits underneath that starts to dissolve and fall away if you choose to go on the exploration of just getting curious. I think a lot of the times we've been taught to be afraid of our emotions, especially the emotions that do bring up more of a denseness. But remember, there's a really positive, strong mind that you have that will set off alarm bells if your soul is saying, hey, you're going too deep and you're going in the wrong direction, because all you're doing is, like, it's, for me, it's what I call poke the bear. If you take yourself into an emotional, explore an emotion, and it brings up old emotional baggage that is unhealed, it's like poking the bear. If you keep looking at it from one perspective, all you're going to do is just be like, ow, 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 ow. That's not the whole point of the exercise. The whole point is to go in and explore yourself on a deeper level, get to understand yourself, and have this deeper connection with your soul so that you can ignite that soulful power, be empowered through the curiousness of exploring your emotions, rather than seeing that exploring your emotions is to just rehash old BS, because nothing good comes from that. So I hope this gives you some really cool things and a different perspective to go away and have a look at what emotions are coming up for you today, and be able to have some fun exploring them, and being able to see that you are a really empowered person, that if your soul is bringing an emotion up, there is something there for you that needs to be resolved so that you can complete that cycle and move forward with emotional freedom. Yeah, definitely fear is going to come up sometimes when you do that, but it's only because we choose not to explore them. And it's about having that healthy perspective. Always remind yourself when you go to explore emotions, what is your objection? What are you there to discover? If you understand what you're there to discover, then you'll know what you're seeking for. If you just think, I'll just go in and explore them, 9 times out of 10, you're going to find there's some emotional baggage there. But this Facebook Live is not about you going in to explore the emotional baggage. It's about being able to discover what beautiful bits of gem. Sometimes our emotions remind us that we could be denying ourselves the very thing that we want. Sometimes the emotion of sadness can reveal, well, where are you not making yourself happy? Why are you making sure that everyone else is happy in your world, but you're not doing this to help your own self? Why are you not igniting this? So remember, if you understand what you're going in there to explore and what you're in there to discover, you get a completely different perspective, and therefore your mind knows exactly where to direct that viewpoint of what you're going in there to explore your emotions from. And it can be a lot of fun, because there are these things that are unearthed when we become curious and we understand what we're going in to discover. And the beautiful thing is you get to learn about yourself on a deeper level. Now, that can't be a bad thing, because it helps us also reveal sometimes our patterns, our behaviors, or places where we need to be able to step up. So we take that accountability into fact. So therefore, it's just a total win-win situation. So dig that. Marilyn has just written, sometimes emotions are showing us what we believe that limits us. Definitely. And this is where the exploration of your emotions can be one that gives you so much knowledge and so much empowerment. So don't ever be frightened to go in and explore, because therefore in your emotion it is revealing a layer of truth for you, on various different levels. And that can never be a bad thing. So again, number one, don't take your emotions out of a good or a bad box. They're emotions. We're here to experience every one of them. Two, become curious and explorative. So start off the exploration by asking yourself, what are you going in to discover about this emotion? What is it that you would like to learn? So then you know what you're looking for, can go in and get that information and come back out. The third is, if it reactivates some emotional baggage, immediately stop the process and to bring yourself back into balance, refocus on what you're going in there to discover, and therefore go back in again. So have a wicked cool weekend. It's bloody freezing here, so I hope everyone is staying warm and gorgeous, and have a be true to you, and always remember your soul will always reveal to you a new layer to be able to understand yourself on such an incredible soulful space. So take care. Much love to you all.